Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Cruising with the Clements. This summer we're on the adventure of a lifetime as we travel through Canada to Alaska, and we just left Dawson Creek, British Columbia, on our way to Laird Hot Springs, where we'll be spending the next week, so come join us.
All right, so overnight.
Good morning. Let's start again.
Good morning. It is the next morning after our drive up to Laird, and we've tried the Starlink in like 4 different spots, and it is still not going to be sufficient for our needs. It keeps cutting out, and there's just too many obstructions, too many trees. So we got up this morning.
And we went and did some searching at other campsites here in the Provincial Park. And there's one other spot that could potentially work, but there is also an Overflow parking lot across the street and a lodge.
So our decision's been made for us.
Yeah.
We need to go to the Overflow lot.
Yeah, so we stopped and talked to the, I don't know what they're called here.
Rangers
Rangers or
park ranger.
Okay. And we told them, they were like, oh, Starlink, yeah, we'll open it up for you, because it's, as you guys can see, it was still blocked off. So they're going to open it up for us. You still get access to all the stuff over here. It's the same fee. We just have a giant wide open sky over there. Yeah, so that is our better option.
We'll get more solar as well, because the trees are kind of blocking things right now.
Yeah.
So better internet, better solar, less running the generator. I think it's all going to be great.
Yep, so we're going to go in and have a little breakfast and then pack up. Okay, so this is the Overflow lot that we were talking about. It's gated off right now because they don't need to have it open, but the Rangers, like we said, were kind enough to go ahead and let us in. And this gives us optimal sun and the most important thing, the Starlink, so that Mark can continue to work throughout the week. I wanted to take a moment to point out the fact that most people who visit Laird Hot Springs only come for an hour or a night or two. But it's that amazing that we decided to stay for a whole week. And that's why we needed to have Starlink access so that Mark can continue to work. As you guys can see, the Overflow lot is ginormous and could fit probably a good 20 or 30 rigs.
All right, so this spot, lots of sun. At our last spot, we were getting literally 7 watts on our solar panels. Here, we're doing 430 right now, and it's still very early in the morning. So as the sun goes up, we'll get 600-700 watts of solar pumping back into our batteries here. So much better for the battery situation.
All right, so overall, I mentioned that it's more level over here. We're getting better sun. We are going to get more road noise, so that's something to do with. But if you're only staying for 1 or 2 nights, that campground is perfectly acceptable and it's closer to the hot springs. But like us, we knew what was here and we have the opportunity, the availability to stay for the week. So we're over here where it's the best place for us.
Yeah, love it.
Also, if you have a really big RV and you want to stop at Laird Hot Springs, you can stop at the ranger station and let them know that you have a really big rig, and they will let you come in here if this is not, the gates aren't open. Mark's got it in neutral. They wanted to try to push the truck.
No, guys.
In flip-flops.
We don't have any.
What happened? RV kids.
Daddy,
They just play different.
I'm not touching the brake anymore.
There you go.
Practicing
All right, so our plan is to leave Friday afternoon
After work.
and go up a couple hours to Watson Lake for the night to make our journey to Skagway next week easier. So I asked the lady, and she said, as long as this isn't filling up, we're totally fine to just stay here.
Cool.
Friday, and then if we need to, we'll just pull out and we'll just pull into the staging area.
Okay. What are you doing, pink kitties?
All right, so the one downside to this place is that over there they've got a nice electrified fence all the way around the campground, and this is a high animal activity. Case in point, this truck over here just stopped, and they're gonna go in the hot springs, and someone driving by slowed down to tell them as they were crossing the road that there's a black bear right over there. So over here, moose, black bears, bison, they can all just be hanging out right here in our campground, which is kind of cool, but also a little scary. So there's signs over there about making sure that you get all your trash into the bear cans, because this is a very high bear activity area.
Hey, how's the Starlink clicking?
Low latency, high download, high upload speed. So it is fantastic.
For work, it'll be great.
Absolutely.
After getting set up in the Overflow parking lot, it was time for us to finally go check out the hot springs. After passing through the electric gate that surrounds the entire campground, you take a short quarter-mile walk to the hot springs on a lovely boardwalk. Laird River Hot Springs is Canada's second largest natural hot springs. The surrounding area is a lush boreal forest with unique ecosystem that is home to a variety of plants and animals. The warm waters of the springs create a habitat for thermophilic plants, which are adapted to living in hot conditions. These plants are not found anywhere else in Canada. The springs are also home to a variety of algae, bacteria, and insects. Because of these conditions, animals like moose, bear, and bison frequent the area, especially in the wintertime, to soak up the warm waters and eat the mineral-rich vegetation. Down by the hot springs, you'll find changing rooms and 3 pit toilets. Since we started doing our planning for the Alaska trip, and we watched some YouTubers and joined a lot of forums, this was the one thing on the way to Alaska that I absolutely knew we needed to stop at, because we love hot springs, and this is just really beautiful. What did you have to say, Kennedy? It's the prettiest one you've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, up until this point, Strawberry Hot Springs has probably been our absolute favorite.
This is even more natural somehow.
Yeah, this one's even more. It is hot. What do you think? What do you think?
So much warmer.
So there's a lower spring that's cooler. It's further from the source. Kennedy's gonna check it out for us.
Oh,
How is it?
it's warm. It's not that hot.
Yeah.
I know my brother.
Okay. As you can see, the waters are crystal clear and it has a pebble bottom. All right, so over here in the cooler end, the boys say there's caves and a waterfall. So we're gonna go check it out. The kids were so excited to take me on this little mini adventure in the springs. The further we got from the hot springs, the cooler the water was. And about right here, the water was like ice cold at my feet. as we got towards the end, there was a little trickle of water coming in, and they even found fish.
So spring is awesome.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty happy about staying here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Most people come and spend like 90 minutes, 2 hours, and then they're on to the next spot. But,
Yeah. But the benefit of Mark being a remote worker is that we can take our time. So we're not in any rush because we're spending the whole summer in Alaska. And, you know, as many RV travelers will tell you, it's about the journey. And this is definitely a worthwhile stop.
this is a destination worth stopping at, though.
Good morning, everyone. This is Monday, our week at Laird Hot Springs. And it is the start of our summer, kind of what we do for school. So we don't do full on school during the summer. I do like to have a break, and so do the kids. But we don't stop learning too. So obviously, as we're traveling through Alaska and Canada, every time we stop somewhere and visit something, there's always something for them to learn. And so we take advantage of that. But we also have some daily activities that we continue to do. Like we kind of have like a creative time. We have like a game time where I'll play with them, or maybe sometimes I don't need to. We'll read family books, so that means that kind of everybody takes turn reading a chapter out loud. And then we have a few other things we work on, like we've been working on survival skills and things like growth mindset, and so we'll do that. All in all, that takes about like an hour for us to do, and then the kids are free to do whatever. So today we started off with some playground fun because there's a playground here for a change, and we're expecting rain this afternoon. And the wind is blowing really hard, which is great because that means the mosquitoes aren't eating us. So we're taking advantage of that, and yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right, we need to fill up water. Loud crows.
Well, they were really loud.
We need to fill up water, and so the only thing available is this hand pump right now. And I'm looking at it. It's got a giant thing on there, and it's below our level. So I don't know how this is going to work.
This was the only water available in or nearby the park because I think I mentioned before, we're kind of early in the season and things are still frozen in most places. So Mark tried a couple different things to try to get the water into the bladder. And as you can see here, we even put the bladder down on the ground, but ultimately that wasn't going to work. So the rain got really heavy for a second, so we went home to get better clothing on so we can be better prepared. And
We're going to try a new approach this time.
yeah, it should be exciting.
Take 2.
Mark is ready for bugs and rain now. We went through the sequence about 6 times where we filled the water can and then poured it into the bladder so we could get it mostly full and take it back to the camper. It took us about an hour, and well, that's how Mark spent his lunch hour. Alright, so Mark's getting the hose hooked up to the bladder, and the hose is going over here into our filters. So he's going to turn it on the pump, and it's going to do its job and suck the water into our tank. Yep, there it goes. Let's see the hoses. We got into this amazing routine where we would eat dinner and then rush over to the hot springs where we would stay for a couple hours. I just want to mention that we met the most amazing people at the springs. People who gave us tips for heading to Alaska, people who sharing their adventures. It was a really great experience. The kids are making their way to this corner of the hot springs where you'll see there's a bunch of rock cairns. And people will tell you when you visit the hot springs, you're supposed to put a rock over there for good luck. So everybody had done it except for Kennedy because she didn't want to go because it was going to be too hot.
Yay! See? Good job.
On our way home that evening, the thing that we had been most waiting for happened. Here's a moose right here. what we've been waiting to see. Check it out. All right, the kids are seeing, oh, there's 2 more moose. Moving through the marsh over here. This moose over here is just the calf. And here comes the mom. She's stepping out. There she is. There she is. We're coming home. Kennedy just saw a bear just a little past the campsite. Yeah. That little black speck is a black bear. We've been having a lovely week here at Laird Hot Springs. And today, it's nice and sunny out, which is great for the solar. But Kennedy and Cooper and I are heading out to go do a geocache because there is one between us and the lodge. And we need to be looking on animals because they definitely came through here yesterday. So let's go see. Big bison poops. All right, you guys can see right here is a big dust bath right here in the front of the lodge. That's the lodge back there. There's also a campground. But we saw them come walking through here yesterday, but they obviously stop here often and roll around in this. Man, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. It's so nice out right now. We signed the geocache log, and that's it. Now we're gonna head back.
Not too many places in the world where you can be sitting, 1, in bed and working, but 2, look out your window and see a bison.
So this is essentially Mark's view out the window where he's working, and that, what looks like a brown rock, is really a bison. He's kind of in the roadside ditch, just chomping away. So if this ever gets old, it doesn't. We've seen lots of bison on our travels, and it doesn't matter how many times we do see them, we're always in awe of them. Just for reference, there's the camper, and there's the bison. We're still a pretty good distance away from him and perfectly safe. Hey guys, it has been a beautiful week here at Laird Hot Springs in British Columbia. It's been full of animals, lots of relaxing in the springs, but it is time for us to move on. So we're taking advantage of the long sunlight days right now. And after work today, we will be, or after Mark's work today, we'll be moving down the road to Watson Lake to do some important reprovisioning, empty our tanks, get some fresh water, and then join us next week because we are going to Skagway, Alaska, our first Alaskan town, and you don't want to miss it. Don't forget to give us a like if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next week.